Good afternoon. This is Math with Mr. Samuels. Okay, so just like usual, make sure you have your notes so that you can follow along with the video. Okay, we're going to do like 1 or 2 examples, and then the rest of the problems, matter of fact, we'll make it the even problems. The rest of the even problems are going to be your responsibility. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Okay, we're going to still be using angle relationships to manipulate and figure out everything. So first and foremost, if we look at this first example, let me move this out of the way really quickly. If we look at this first example, we have 8x plus 31, and we have over here 16x minus 9. Now, as you can see, these, we should know what relationship they have. They are across from one another. If we remember, when angles are across from one another and they're intersecting lines, they are going to be vertical angles. Okay, so all we need to do is we need to think to ourselves, what relationship does vertical angles have? And if you remember, vertical angles are congruent, and the word congruent means the same. So we're going to set both of these angles equal to one another. Okay? That's a little small, but I will make it larger on the next one. Okay? So now, just like some of you all were probably guessing, okay? Just like some of you all were probably guessing, we are going to solve for x. So first we subtract. We get all the variables on one side. We get all the constants to the other. So I'm going to move this 9 over here. Move this 8x over here. Okay, let me go ahead and do that. So minus, whoa. Sorry, people. Okay, clearly that doesn't want to work today. No worries. Okay, so we have subtract 8x. We have, we'll move this over as well. We have add 9. And then down below, we end up with 40 equals 8x. And we should know what to do. And finally, we find that when we finish solving it, we find that x equals 5. Okay? So now we could go a step further. Even though this problem does not ask for the actual angle measurement. We could go a step further and actually substitute this 5 in to figure out what the exact angle measurement is. And let's go ahead and do that, because that's going to help us, especially when we jump down to the bottom. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one you pick, you're going to get the exact same answer for both of them. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay, if I plug in 5 for this angle, okay, we would have 8 parentheses 5 plus 31. And as you guys know, 8 times 5 is 40, and 40 plus 31 is going to be a measure of 71. Okay, let's do the other one over here, just to show you that we know that they're vertical and they're going to be the exact same thing. Okay, so this one we have 5. Let's see, I'll do it up here. So we will have 16 parentheses 5 minus 9. 16 times 5 is going to be 80. Okay? And 80 minus 9 is going to be 71. Okay? 71. Okay, so as you can see, we know that these two angles have a relationship of being vertical, and both of them, when we substitute in the 5, both of them equaled 71. Okay, let's keep going down to the bottom. You guys are going to do all of those even ones. Okay, let's look at this one really quickly. Let's look at number 5. So as we can see, these two angles, let me highlight it really quickly. These two angles here, okay? Let me undo that. That's ugly. Okay, you guys get the point. Okay, these two angles here have a supplementary relationship. Okay, if you all remember, supplementary means that the sum of the two angles equals 180. So since we have the sum, that means that we are going to add these two together and make them equal to, you guessed it, 180. So 3x plus 20 plus 10x minus 22, okay, equals 180. We know that the sum of the two angles is going to be 180. So now we just need to go ahead and solve this. And when we are solving an equation like this, okay, quick little review, we have to combine like terms first. So when we combine like terms, 3x plus 10x is going to be 13x, and 20 minus 22 is going to be negative 2, okay? And we still have that 180 over there, okay? So now to finish off this problem, we subtract 2 from both sides. And when we subtract 2 from both sides, we end up with 13x. We add 2 to both sides. When we do that, we end up with 13x equals 182, okay? And last but certainly not least, to finish off this problem, you all know that we go ahead and we divide both sides by 13. And hopefully you have a calculator, or you can just do it by head. 182 divided by 13 is going to equal x equals 14. Okay. Now, if you look at this problem, it says find each angle measure. Okay, now they didn't want to know what x is. Up above, okay, if you look at the first couple of problems, they say find the value of x. Down below, they want us to find what the angle measure is. So you guessed it, we're going to substitute this x back in and find the measure of one of the angles. And then after we find the measure of that one angle, we can subtract whatever we get from 180 to find the other one, find the other angle, because they have a supplementary relationship. So let's go ahead and plug it into the top one. So that's going to leave us with 3 times 14 plus 20, okay? And 3 times 14, 3 times 4 is 12, carry the 1. It's going to be 42, okay? So then that's going to be 42 plus 20, which is 62, okay? But now we need to find the angle of this other angle down here. And when we find that, we're just going to subtract 62 from 180. Now, some of you all might be wondering, why are we subtracting 62 from 180? Well, we're subtracting 62 from 180 because these two angle measurements have a supplementary relationship. And we know that the sum of the two adds up to be 180. Okay, so 180 minus 62 is going to give us an answer of, let's see, 118. 117. Yeah, 117. Sorry. Yes, it's going to be 117. Okay. So now we found that angle TQR or RQT is 62. And we found that angle SQR is, we made a mistake somewhere. Sorry, 118. My bad. I make mistakes. I'm human, people. I'm human. Okay. And we found that this one is going to be 118. Okay. So just like we did in class, just like I did in these two examples, you're going to finish all of the rest of the even problems. Okay, which is only what? Well, it's only 10. I changed my mind. You all are going to do, oh, no, there's a front and back. Sorry. Front and back. So you're going to do all the even problems. Okay, make sure you pay attention to whether the question is asking you for the x, or if it's asking you for the measure of a specific angle. Okay, the word problems on the back are basically telling you to do the exact same thing. They're just giving you a picture instead. And hopefully you still remember all of those different angle relationships that we have, even with the picture. Okay, this is Math with Mr. Samuels. Yes, we will go over this in class at the beginning of class. Make sure you attempt all of them. Okay, and we will post the answers at the beginning of class, and we will discuss the ones you had any trouble on. Have a great evening. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.